hear the chant of your name once again, and you talked about how it sort of set you back a little bit at the beginning of your career. We've never heard that.
That much noise trying to hit. No, it did, but you learned to deal with it because, you know, you had a job to do. But, excuse me, I'm looking for my handkerchief again. I like this. It's in here somewhere. Oh, I have it. Oh, I got it. Thank you. Yeah, it bothered me a little bit, but, you know, not long. But, you know, it was always fun, and you figure it would really, you know, disturb the opponents probably more than anything after a while, because I did get into a whisper. I mean, you know, you were able to do that, but you had to, you know, just to get it out.
Eddie, you felt the link that, forgive me, I wasn't here when you played here the first time, the link that those fans, what you have with those fans out there, did you feel that from the start of your career here, that bond with them?
Yeah, I can't tell you exactly when that started, but it was pretty early, and you know, it was pretty special, and just made shopping and all that impossible. You know, you go to the grocery store, and you know, people would just start doing this. It's like, oh no, this is not good. And, you know, you just find yourself just glad to find a 24-hour, you know, grocery store.
Eddie, were you sorry that you didn't play your whole career there?
Sorry? I can't say sorry. My dad got to see me play. You know, I say an awful lot in LA, and I tell you, he's a different type of fella. My younger brother played with the Giants. He would want my brother to maybe get a hit, but he wanted the Dodgers to beat him, and we tried to tell him that wasn't right, but Dad was a Dodger fan, so at least to me, he got to cheer for us. Just, you know, we had our little signals and stuff. You know, I would speak to him, I would do this, and he didn't say much, but you would look out there, and next thing you know, I got the whole section doing this to me because I'm saying hi to my dad, but, you know, his chest was out and proud of his son.
Eddie, when you hit your 500th home run, you came in this room after the game, and I asked you, you were one of three with 503,000, and I asked you how that made you feel, and you said, you know, I don't know whether I belong in that company. What's your feeling on it now?
Well, you're there. You know, the reason why I say that, because those two could take it to another level. I mean, they were doing 603,000, you know, but you know, that is still rather special. I mean, you have you know, as many guys that ever played this game, and there's only 4, so you know, sometimes the further you get away from playing, you know, you do kind of acknowledge it, and you know, you feel pretty good about it. But you know, it's something, again, you don't do a whole lot of thinking about, but it is special.
Talk about Lee May a little bit as a rookie, how much he helped you as a younger player. What did you do basically to kind of get you, you know, settled in and feel like part of it?
Well, Lee was the first baseman when I was here, and to have me come along and to play, you know, the same position, I was glad I was a designated hitter. I mean, it was nothing better than just going out there hitting. And but Lee was somebody, once I went out there, he told me, he said, you're out there. I can remember one day, I felt like I should almost been in the hospital, and he wasn't having it. He told me, you started playing out there, you're gonna finish out there, get back out there, you playing, you can't do this to me. And but he ended up, you know, teaching me little things about how to eat, how to, you know, teach and to help your teammates. He was the one that told me, once you step on that field and anybody asks for help, he says you give it to them. You know, and that's what I tried to do.
Eddie, of the players that are being honored in this fashion, you're the only one that didn't play every game of his career, other than Frank Robinson, that didn't play every game as an Oriole. It's just you and Frank. Any thoughts about that, about the time you left, and how it might have caused the fans to react to you?
Well, at that time, it seemed like a good thing to do. I mean, you know, I was heading out. You go, and I really did have a couple of good years there with the Dodgers. That was, like I said, fun. playing in front of, you know, your family there. You know, what happens, happens, and, you know, it happened, and you just move on.
Eddie, you talked at the statue about, you thanked Earl for fighting for you. Can you talk a little more about what Earl meant to you, especially early in your career?
Earl put my name in that lineup and I played. I didn't get it right then, but I did hear about the fight that him and Hank Peters were having over me. You know, the first week, I think they had already had me signed off to go back down to Rochester, and I drove in some runs or something in a couple of games back to back, and next thing I know, I'm back in there, but Earl was, you know, fighting. I'm gonna play the kid again. He had a pretty good week. He had another pretty good week, and I remember hitting the ball over the center field wall, and he put it in the paper that I was going north. Now, I don't read the papers just due to sometimes all the, you know, the stuff that's speculated in spring training. So, you know, I hear it from the guys, but I didn't read it, but I just went out there and played. And, you know, he put my name in there. He's told Hank he was gonna play me every day, and that's what he did.
Eddie, throughout your career, one of your strengths was being able to suppress emotion and do your job in tight situations. Hall of Fame, and today you can see the emotion. Does it feel good to let it out, or is it uncomfortable to let it out?
It's very hard talking about Elrod. It's hard talking about Lee May. It's hard talking about old man Rip. When you're in the minor leagues, like I was with Cal Senior, that's, you know, he's doing a whole lot of input, and I can remember the guys laughing at him one day. 7 o'clock, he has that uniform on. He's out there raking that field. 11 p.m., he still has that uniform on. And you can see him out there sometimes with a flashlight raking that field. And the guys were laughing and saying, "Oh, man's crazy." And I said, "No, he's doing that because he loves us." And, you know, like I said, he was really just a special man. Lee May and around the things we've done at each other's homes and stuff, you know, they come to LA when we would play, and, you know, they would come over to my house, and I was always invited to theirs. That's just kind of special. I mean, you know, when you technically lose your job, or they give you a job, Lee was still capable of playing first. And to have his family still treat you the way they did was awesome.
Eddie, in your time here, you were not very, very close with a lot of media people. And when I talked to a few of your teammates, they said, well, you guys didn't get to know the real Eddie. He was a lot different with us than he was with you guys. Do you regret not sharing more of yourself with the media, making more of an effort?
Playing was more important. If I didn't play well, you wouldn't want to talk to me. You know, sometimes, you know, there are people that don't do their work. You want to piggyback an article, or you want to do that and do that. I don't have time to fight that. But if you want a good fight, level the playing ground. You know, and I think that's what my teammates know. There would be times when they would come to me and vouch for somebody. Now, I would look them in the eye and say, "You're vouching for him?" And he says, "Yeah." You go over and you talk to him. But I just how I am. I don't, you know, play that way.
Eddie, of all the wonderful things that happened to you in an Oriole uniform, when you look back now, what thing or things is most wonderful, memorable, special for you?
Opening day will always be special. The 500 will always be special. I'm not in the uniform, but that's, you know, if you're gonna attach my name or what I feel about something, that statue is pretty cool. It's probably the best.
After attending all the other statue unveilings, you had your day here today, and how was it to take it in? Your thoughts on the way it looked?
It was great. It really was. I got to see it 2 days ago. They were putting the finishing touches on it, and you know, you know, it resembles. It looked like me, and you know, I can recall when Toby asked me. He says, "I said, he asked Jim, how did it look?" And He shouldn't have did that, he was there 30 minutes later, you know. You know, my hand, and his hand should have been here and all this, but, he said, seriously, he said, I know you guys see things that I don't see. I'm looking at this picture here doing this. He says, what do you see? You know, I said, move my elbow up, and he takes it and he breaks the clay. And I think he breaks it because I can see a line, you know, and it ends up, it's still kind of wet. But he got the elbow up. I said, take off those batting gloves. I said, I wore them sometimes, but, you know, I didn't wear them the majority of the time. You know, he did. He said, to be done. Anything else? You know, we were done, but it was just really nice to, you know, to see him in their work, and it was nice going through the procedures and how they do it. But so, you know, it's really pretty cool.
Eddie, if you knew you were going to have a statue made, would you have removed these sideburns?
Oh no, they wanted the old ones, and they were there then. You know, I wore it. Could have made the afro a little bigger. No, it was. You know, what they were shooting for. They wanted the earlier days. And that's when hair grew and stayed. You know, I think I was the youngest on every one of my teams until my 7th year, maybe 7th or 8th. So, you know, you was trying to look older.
Eddie, during your playing days, did you ever imagine a day like this would actually happen?
No, nobody, I don't think, dreams like this. Maybe they might do it now, but, you know, I would say as kids, we played in that yard and we played. You know, it's playing on TV, I might be able to get a house, and that was probably the max of your fantasizing about, you know, what this game would do.
When you're here at the stadium and you see that statue now, what's that gonna mean to you?
Well, I asked them to put some kind of tarnish on it or something to make it easy to get that stuff from the birds off. No, it's going to be special. I don't plan on going out there. It's just like, I think I've only seen my number out there once, maybe. I mean, it's just something you don't go by there, and, you know, to see whatever, but that's just a special little something out there.
Eddie, people talk about what a great clutch hitter you were. Was the fact that the team